I honestly didn't think I'd be back this soon with a project like this, but here we are. Don't go away. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And you all, I'm sure, remember the Engine 14 model build, multi-part model build, in which I built Engine 14, the first engine of my career with the Clark County Fire Department. So it was a big project. It was so big. I did so many things that I had never done before. Lots of scratch build, resin casting, you name it. These things went on, and I got to be honest. It taxed me to the point that if I didn't build another model for a while, it was not going to be a problem because I was burnt out. So I really didn't expect to be doing another fire department vehicle anytime soon, and yet here we are, the AMT Ladder Chief. Okay, so look, in addition to the American LaFrance engines that we were running American LaFrance ladders when I got to the Clark County Fire Department. Now, I worked on ladders from time to time, but for the most part, I was on an engine company. But, these were part of my world when I started with the Clark County Fire Department in 1987. Different than you get in the kit, just like the engine was. For example, it had the wide cab. I'm pretty sure this was not just an open ladder rack over here. I'm going to have to refresh my memory. But short of that, this is pretty much the same thing. I've already started gathering together a bunch of accessory pieces, scratch build pieces, add-ons like slam locks, little photo etch slam locks, and you name it. So yeah, this is going to be a multi-part video. Today's part one, in which we're going to open this up. We're going to look at the kit, and then we'll come back and start the build. But so let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay, so this is the AMT Ladder Chief. This kit was given to me courtesy of fellow retired captain from the Clark County Fire Department, Captain John Sable. He actually gave me two kits, and that's going to pay off big time for me because these kits suck. The worst model kit I've probably ever built, but it's the best fire truck model made. In fact, it's the only fire truck model made. Okay, there is another fire engine out there, but AMT made the engine, the ladder, and the snorkel, and it's the best thing going, even though it's a terrible kit. Parts are usually warped and demented and stuff like that, and there's just some assembly issues, and I talked a lot about it in the engine build, and we'll talk more about it as we go with the Ladder Chief. But yeah, it's not a great kit, and so having a whole second kit, plus I think I've got half of another kit somewhere with a lot of different parts and pieces, and I should be able to kind of cherry pick and get stuff, and it should help me in making this portion over here. And on top of that, I'm going to apply a lot of what I learned from building Engine 14 to this model build. So it should be a lot of fun. Anyhow, there you can see it. It does have the extendable 3-piece extending ladder. It's got the fully detailed chassis with the motor and everything. In the engine, it, of course, has the water pump, rotating ladder, It's listed as a number 4 on the 1 through 4 scale of hardness. And here's the part that really kills me. Is there one on the front? Oh, or is it? It's on this end here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'll get a picture of it. $15. $15. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. All right, so let's get in and take a look at the AMT Ladder Chief. Now, I got to tell you, I worked with a lot of different kinds of vehicles over my career, and these American LaFrance rigs were fabulous. They were just workhorses, and they drove and pumped and did their job, and fantastic vehicles. They had a great look to them. They had they were just simple, hardworking vehicles. Modern fire trucks are so computerized and technical, and and honestly, here's another thing. In the fire service, riding on the tailboard of a fire engine, it's a dead thing. It doesn't happen anymore because of all the safety stuff. And so on American LaFrance fire engines, you used to be able to still ride the tailboard, and that what a great time! What a great time! All right, let's take a look, see what we got. All right, well, first of all, it's certainly already yellowed. Wow. Yellowed. Okay, bag number one, it's got the cab in it, which we won't be using, but I do have some thoughts on that from the last build. The resin-printed cab, the resin cab, comes with diamond plate, like on the front and stuff like that, already put on there and stuff, and it's in a different scale. And I'm thinking to myself, I think I can use the parts from this kit on that and be done with that. So I'm going to try and do that to try and level out the scale. Now here's the chrome pieces. Most of this will not look like this when I'm done, okay? Because it just doesn't look right. A lot of this is going to go away. The parts will get used, but not the finish. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. Okay, I can already see the deck plate for the rear is got a serious arc to it. I'm going to show it to you. But so far, the stuff is looking pretty straight to me. Once you see this. Okay, can you see it? You see the arc in that? Wow. Fortunately, this'll glue down nice. It'll be fine. But man, is that bent. The ladders look pretty straight. That's good. I don't know why all of a sudden they just decided to start molding parts of it in red. I don't get that. Okay, here's an important piece. Right here, the ladder. All right, let's see what they look like. I'll be darned. These are straight. These are really, really super straight. I don't think I've built this kit hundreds of times. And I don't think I've ever gotten a kit with ladders that were straight. And then here's the frame rails. A little bend in it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. Not the worst. Certainly not like it was on the engine. This one's kind of straight. It's got a little S shape in the middle of it. But the glass, that's fine. I don't know if I can use any of that with the new kit. The tires, I showed you the trick I used on the engine company for the tires, and I'll be doing the same treatment with these. And here's one of the most important parts of this whole thing. It's getting into the instructions. I'll show you those in a second. Take a look at the decals. Wow! Look how nice those are. Those are really, really nice looking. I'm impressed. I don't know that I need to use any of these. Now, our ladder trucks, before I came on the department, were red. All right? And I've got pictures of one that had all of these kinds of stripings and stuff all over it. Um, that's how they were before I came on. But there was this big push in the late 70s, early 80s, where red is the hardest color to be seen at night, and blah, 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 blah. And so everybody started jumping to lime greens and yellows and whites. And that's how we ended up at yellow. Um, Now it's sort of a trademark, and I would never advocate changing it back. It's who the Clark County Fire Department is. We have yellow fire engines with blue stripes. Um, but I could make this red, or I could make it yellow. I'm going to make it yellow so it matches my career and my engine 14. But I could go either way. And nowadays, that whole thing about red and stuff, it's out the window because lighting on these fire trucks is so good. You can probably see them from space. So yeah, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. All right, so I gotta tell you, I don't know how much I'm gonna need to dig in to a second kit to get this build to come out right. I've got a lot of homework to do, and I'll talk about that here with the instructions in a second. And I still don't have my tab from Models by Dave. I'm waiting for that. All right. And then I'm going to put all of my extra pieces in here right now. I'm supposed to be getting a big packet from Shapeways today. Here's from 3 Inches Under, some American LaFrance emblems. And then from my good friend Dave, he sent me this wonderful siren. And check out these redheads that he makes. These are exactly like the ones on the ladders back in the day. And some pre-made pedestals for them, so I don't have to hand make those like I did with the engine. These redheads, that is amazing. It doesn't get more real looking than that. And then of course, slam locks, and then I have to go. Oh, here's the radio stack. I have to go through the box from engine 14 because I have some other redheads that I cast that I'll be using in the rear of the truck. And what else was in there? Hose. Okay, this is not a quint, meaning it does not have a pump and water. But ours did have hose laid out in the bed attached to a master stream so that when we put the ladder up and extended it out, it already had the hose right there that could then be connected to a pumper, and we could, run an elevated master stream. So I will need some hose. But yeah, so there's the kit. So let me get this out of the way, and we'll take a look at the instruction sheet. I gotta tell you, so far, this is the best looking kit I've ever had of this. Everything looked really, really nice and straight. Now, okay, so the instructions, and this is one of the reasons this is part one of my my build. I need these. Okay, so here's the scoop. Look, I've built this a lot, and I still need to review the instructions. Okay, I'm still gonna have struggles, but this is how you plan. Okay, you get out the instruction sheet, and you start to look. Right, let's just go over this first page here. So step one is the motor. Okay, what do I know about the motor? I know it's a pain in the keister. Okay, the air intake never seems to fit right because it's always fighting with the alternator. Okay, that's always a problem there. So we got to fight with that. And you got to kind of look at this. The whole thing can just be pretty much assembled and painted as one solid unit. There's not really going to be any chrome on it. It's all going to be that kind of a greenish, bluish color. Yeah, the belt, I'll probably cut away the belt and wrap that with black tape to make it more realistic looking. Either that or just thin it down. Let's see here. The tires. Remember, I'm going to stuff the tires and paint the tires. And I really can't do this step here till I'm ready to paint. These all get painted the body color. And I'm not going to do any of this until I do any building to the cab, like putting on the wheel wells and stuff. I got to make sure that's all ready to go. I got to make sure that any scratch building I do back here is going to be correct so that it will be ready to go and can be painted. Because that's how I keep everything the same color. I make sure it's all done. So where I'm going to start is with the motor. Skip over the tires and wheels. Then I'll get into the frame and all its parts. Okay. No pump to build this time, and that's a wonderful thing. Okay, then I'll take a look over here at the second part. See, now here's where more stuff is going to happen before I can start to paint. Let's see. Okay. Obviously, I'll be skipping all of this until I'm ready to paint the cab. All of that. I can build the interior separate. But right here, important parts, okay? Especially right in here. All of this is going to have to be assembled so that I can paint it before I move on. I don't necessarily need to put the top on. That's a whole separate colored piece. Same thing with the arms here. I think they're silver in our truck, so I don't need to deal with that. These extra pieces here, it's going to be a problem. What I'm probably going to have to do here is paint those all separate and then put all this together after it's all painted. Not the way I really like to do it, but it's the way it's probably going to have to go. Same thing with the back. Those pieces are probably going to all have to be painted separately because I can't glue them on until I get the outriggers in place. So, but you see, this is why you're looking at the instructions and trying to figure out what you got to do. And see, here's a whole rack that we have, and I know we had something similar to this. I think we had something like this on the other side for the other ladders rather than having them hanging. I think they were in slots like this, but I'm going to have to double check. It's been a long time since I've seen one of our American LaFrance fire engines. And then last but not least, here's the third sheet of instructions. This shows you how to build the ladders. I'm going to have to build the base and all the fly sections, get them painted, let them dry, and then we can slide them together. I'm going to have to paint all the ladders separately. And here's just a schematic of all the parts and stuff. So I'm going to take the instructions. I'm going to wait for some more parts to get in, and I'm going to study the instructions and come up with a plan of attack. And in part 2, we will actually start our build with the motor. We're going to do a lot of detail work on it, try and make it as realistic as we possibly can. It should be a lot of fun. So, you know, there's that to look forward to. Now, on projects like this that are in multiple parts, as today's episode is, this is a Monday, and all the episodes to follow will be on the following Mondays. So just keep an eye out on Mondays if you want to follow along with the build. Anyhow, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a giant thumbs up, click subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss one of the episodes of my American LaFrance Ladder Chief build. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But for today, that's going to do it because I have homework to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you have an amazing day today. And until next time, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions saying, be good.